All right, this is episode 3 in Saving Debbie. I haven't attempted to do anything with the top of this mower yet. I think what we're going to do is focus on this rewinder, see if I can get it repaired. Even though I don't think it is original to this mower, I'd like to get it working and put it on there, if possible. I'll put it on another machine, so let's go to work on this guy. I gotta find my gloves. There they are. Like I mentioned yesterday, there is the remnants of a rope on here, pull cord, and sometimes it can be challenging to get these things out. I find it helpful sometimes to use a knitting needle. I think that's what it's called. These knitting needles are also helpful in removing the needle seat on a quantum or a pulsar jet where the primer goes in. It's the same type of rubber seat. And what you do is you try and grab what's left of this rope and get it out of there. And you could use this, let me show you. It's like you can buy these online and get a whole pack of them for about $8 or $9. And there's a tiny little hook on the end. I'm going to try and grab that frayed edge of this rope and see if I can get it to come up and out. And I may just be able to pull it out free or run it back through the little hole that it's supposed to come out of. So I'm digging at it with this little hook here on the end, trying to grab a piece of nylon with the hook portion. There's an edge. Okay, let's see. If there's not too many wraps around here, I may just be able to get it out. But pulling on it, if it's a whole bunch of wraps, then it might be a challenge, but maybe it's not a lot. So I'm going to turn it towards me if I have to get it to break free. That's the frayed part there. This part here is pretty smooth. So it's coming free, coming out. And this rewinder does appear to work. I think the springs are good. The little plastic dogs that pop out appear to be good. I can hear the spring making some noise, so maybe it's not good, but so far the spring action seems to be working. And that, okay, there's another, got another wrap coming around. There we go. Get that one out. And let's see if there's any more. That may be it, and if it is, then I should be able to grab that end with a pair of needle nose pliers and see that rope start to slide out. Let's see if it does. Now, if there's another wrap around this thing, it's not gonna come out. But let's see. There we go. So that's it. All right, so now I can freeze this thing by putting a screwdriver in here, and it's not gonna rotate on me. And I'm gonna get something to cut this with, which is this right here. I'll just use these needle nose pliers and the cut portion of that, which is on this side. Let's see if I can cut through that. All right. I might end up using these ropes for all kinds of things, so I'm gonna go ahead and heat that with a little lighter so it doesn't come unraveled. I'll wait till there's a bit of a flame on it, like that. And I'll just kind of rub that excess off into the dirt here. And now that's sealed, so I should be able to just pull this out now. Okay. Well, believe it or not, I find uses for this these short pieces of pull cord. So I'm gonna set this to the side for now and come back to it. But here is what's, oh, I'm at the rewind. Let's pull it out and see. I'm going to go ahead and, since I've started compressing the spring, I'm going to go ahead and compress it all the way and then back it out a half a turn or a full turn, something like that, just so it's not dead stopped on the end of the spring. And put a new cord in here, and I'll show you how to do that. I was watching the news today on Fox News and got to see the Trump and Zelensky showdown in the Oval Office with J.D. Vance there. And I've been on this planet for 73 years, and I have never seen a diplomatic argument like that out in the open. It was absolutely fascinating. So, all right, so I've got the spring tightened, and I'm going to run my cord in through this hole so that the spring is tight. I'm holding it in place with my thumb, but I need to get where the string comes out, get it around to where that part comes in. Where you pull it out, they have to be in line, and that's it right there. So I've got to either, let me see how tight that's going to be. That may be a little tight, so I'm going to come this way with it. And I think I've got it pretty tight. And where is my little, okay. So there it is right there, and I've got to get it lined up with that, and then put my screwdriver in here to keep it from moving. And I think that will be sufficient, maybe. No, I've got to let it come a little bit more towards the opening, so maybe right there. Okay, so you can see here's the opening where the cord is going to come in, and that's going to come in right there. And see, can you see this? You see my little wire coming in? You see that shiny part right there? So everything's in line. I just got to put my new cord in there. So let's get the new cord. I do this a lot, so I've got a coil of brand new pull cord over here. This stuff, and what I buy is this True Blue number 4.5 9/64 diameter, number 4.5 grade, high wear resistant, low stretch, high tensile strength, and remains soft and flexible. True Blue heavy duty commercial starter rope. All right, so now I'm going to pull off the correct amount, which is very important because you don't want it to be too short. You want to be able to pull and have plenty on there, but not too much. And the secret to that is I'm about 6 feet tall, and so I take a couple of wraps around 2 fingers, 1, 2, and then I put my rope on the ground, and I bring the rope up, and I reach my arm over my head as far as it'll go, and that'll be the perfect amount of pull cord. And so I'm going to go down here and see where that is and make my cut. So that's how much I've unwound. 6 feet plus about, whatever that is, 3 feet. But I'm sure you guys can figure that out. Let me get something to cut this rope with. There's my big hose piles. I'll use them again. All right. The reason I put a couple of That's really tougher than I thought. Reason I put the couple of wraps on my fingers is because I need enough excess to, just used a pair of scissors there, enough excess to put through a handle, because see, I don't have the handle to this rewinder. Let my little lighter go, there it goes. I want to seal this right away because I don't want it to fray while I'm trying to load it on there. You can't make this end be too big or it won't slide through. So there we go. I'm going to pinch it a little bit and pull it that way. So it's sealed now. It's also narrow, so it'll slide through that gap. So let's do that. So here we go. Now I'm going to slide it through this little opening. And I'm going to see it come out through that opening there. And it kind of worms its way out. Now I grab this end and I put a knot in it. Just a simple little old granny knot. Just make sure that it's snug and you don't have too much excess hanging off. About like that. And it's going to fit down in that little pocket that knot is. Okay, so let's pull it snug here. All right, see, it's in that little socket right there. I'm going to sort of push that in with my thumb. And if a little bit of it's hanging off, that's okay, but let's push it down a little bit more. If it doesn't seat well, you can always kind of rotate the string, but that's seating pretty well. Now, before I rewind that on there, I'm going to go ahead and find me a handle in my supply of handles. Here's my collection of pull handles. I'll see if I can get one that has the Briggs and Stratton emblem on it, which this one does. And I'm going to, if you look at these handles, there's one end that's fairly open, and then this end is about half that size. And so you want to put the string in and then curve it towards you and then put the knot through the large opening, not this tiny opening, because that's where the knot's going to be. So you may need to like curve your rope a little bit so it'll make that turn. See that curve? Okay, now I'm going to push it in here and hopefully it'll make the turn itself. So it did. I didn't have to grab it with my knitting needle. Pull it out, and now you do the same kind of little granny knot in the end. And just make sure that it's snug. You know, a little bit of tail there, not too much. I'm gonna grab my needle nose pliers and pull on it. Make sure it's good and tight. There we go. And now when you pull it in, see it goes to that large opening and then seats itself. And you can see it seated in there in the small opening. All right, so now what we can do is I'm going to hold, I'll just drop the handle to the ground. I'm going to hold this, remove the screwdriver, and now I'm going to ease this cord back onto the rewinder. And hopefully I've got most of it on there. I've got about this much left, and that's okay because it's got to run up there and touch the handle anyway. So that's actually pretty good. So let's see. So we got that repaired. We'll set that aside. And we're going to go back to the mower now. But that's enough for this session. Just wanted to show you how to rewind a pull cord on a rewinder. So check back in a few minutes. We'll continue.